are recognized by the restrict and take them off the parking. And I've given a peak hour of
traffic robbers.
Right? Traffic robbers. So I will use them as tools. So now I'll say to you now, so if you are in charge of Ojota garage, all I need to tell that person is that the day they rob my people on this corridor is the day I'm going to take that garage away from you. You will see that they will secure that corridor if they're not the one robbing people there. You will see that for him not to lose that money that he's making there, in the evening like this, he will deploy his boys on that corridor to say, if I hear Pem,
we're all gone.
Exactly. Yeah. That is how to also convert them to positive tools.
I'm going to look at so many aspects of the wealth agenda that says a whole lot about the vulnerable citizens is the local councils, the local government. What are your thoughts as regards local government autonomy? Okay, fine. Of course,
my government will give local governments the autonomy. I'll say something to you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Before you even go there, you're speaking about the vulnerables in a ministry for people with disability. Yeah, they are part of. So you can't. You are the husband, and you know business. You are visiting. Is that Lagos, the state that every in this Lagos of local government thing we did for years. Local government, your office ministries don't have anything to do, and they have just for the government footprints. Works in Lagos. We're setting up all these in those units. We have to decentralize.
You want to decentralize? There's so many, several other things. What are
you see? We will go back to the basics. If you use the word autonomy, there is no any ambiguity in the word autonomy. You have your role, I have mine. Now, as a state, if we decide to sit together and come together and do harmonization in some areas, then we have understanding of why we are doing. Because yes, you have harmonized, but these local government people will still go back to harass people in the markets and take, so it amounts to double taxation for them. So if we're going to do this, we have to be deliberate about what we're doing and look at details to say, you know what, and put it out there. If you have paid XYZ amount of money, do not allow anybody or give anybody XYZ money anymore. So it's about informing the people. Let them know what is it that is expected of them. Not anybody saying, and people don't even know what they're paying for. So everybody is crying. So what we need to do is to be sincere with our people, the people that we are governing, to say, look, this is what is due to you. This is what you should pay. Look, if you are into real estate business in this state, you just said that some people, we saw him, he slept last night and he didn't wake up. This is because somebody who has gone to source facility, right, to build and perhaps to resell, I don't know if you understand, it's having his permit being processed for over a year. They are not done with it. How do you do it? Do you understand? For 1 year, it's still not done with it. They're not done with that, and that person can't even build. That's why you see people now, what they do now is to bypass the system and start building. No certification, nothing, and that's why you see building coming down. But as governor of Lagos State, there is nothing will spring up anywhere
without authorization,
without me knowing. Because I will take a walk, I will see something new, I will ask questions. And by so doing, and the one that is even happening in the state of Lagos, I'll give you examples of some of the buildings, especially the Ikoyi building that came down, that the people said they gave them permit for 15,
18,
which is true, and it turned out to be 21. The man who gave the permit said it was 15. The deputy governor said it was 21 because he needed to defend somebody who gave a counter approval to the And you understand what I'm saying? And today, those that are paying for that, poor civil servants are the one paying for that. How callous can you be as a leader? Because you want to cover up for whatever it is. Poor civil servants are the one paying for the files that order from above ask them to process.
Another trend in building in Lagos that I would like you to speak to is the constant act of building on wetlands in the city of Lagos. there's been a poor standard being kept about wetland protection that we have. There's a present bridge being constructed at Ojota right now, and I'm very, very weary of that wetland and what is going to become of it. And we have several estates in the city of Lagos that have complained about people building on wetlands in their estate. Magodo, there's Magodo, people building on wetlands in Magodo. What is going to be your stand? There's the Lagos State the Parks Commissioner who try to
for you to perhaps we get before we start speaking to all of this. You see estates that I also know of. Have 6 down to Abuikri and Nestate. That estate exactly, but that one under some rains. It is people who have to be deliberate about. When you have coming for
because on the phone I still record, I don't really have database. How do we know? And I've always told people, how do you want to make it work? Free meals, free
because it is not realistic. We can't get it done. I'm not going to speak about federal government policy on free meal. As a matter of fact, I feel you don't even have business in doing that. It should be a state matters and let them together. But fine, so that's your policy. I will fail anyway, because there's no how you want to do that without involving the state and take it to the local. But let's speak to what we intend to achieve with all of this. As we speak, we have about 2 million out of school children in Lagos. So what are the issues? Like I said earlier on, I said before you can delve into any business or try to govern any state, you need to do a critical analysis of that state or the state of the state. Okay, so we know we have about 2 million out of school children. What informs us having this over 2 million out of school children? One, it will be lack of infrastructure. Okay, human resources, name of teaching staff. Another one would be people don't want to enroll. Today they say they are doing free education, but that free education doesn't include you having free uniform. In fact, they won't ask you to bring your own desk to school now. If you don't bring desk to school, go back home. These are the things that we face, in those areas. And we looked at it and said, okay, how do we resolve all of this? I've passed through this situation of free school uniform before. I've had cause to be sent back home in school because I have a torn uniform. And my mother asked me to stay back home, and
so this is really personal.
So, absolutely. So, and while I was doing all of that, I'm sure they must have counted me to say that is one of out of school children. I don't know if you understand. So, and that's because I could not afford. And some from there, they stopped going to school. So that's why I said we're going to come as a government to ensure that we give free school uniform, that free meal, free learning aids. It is until we do that we can make it compulsory, that we can see you as a parent and ask you, why haven't you sent that child to school?
Giving you all of
because you have all of the things that you need. Yes, I'm not unaware of the fact that we do not have enough infrastructure to take care of the entire 2 million at a go. But if you looked at our blueprint very well, so first thing I need to do, look at what I'm saying. There's something we want to achieve. What you read was free uniform, free meal, free. We want to achieve something. We have about 2 million that we need to first take off the streets. Right. So you might be asking, where will I take these children to? In Lagos today, we have over 18,000 private schools. Only 5,000 of them are registered or thereabout of the private school. So what I intend doing is to ensure that I go into partnership with all these private schools. Yes. And I speak to them. All I need you to do is to assist me in taking some of my children off the street. Don't worry. I'll give them everything they need, uniform, all the ancillary.
Just provide the
education.
Yes. And all that. And in return, I can give you tax incentives. To say, you know what, take an holiday while you do this. So I would have taken some of my children off the street and let them go somewhere. You understand? Have shortage of human resource tension of everyone come first. The government to bring them back to the same. You understand what I'm saying? And by source period, we have time to see if we can build more infrastructure. In the first year, in the second year, I don't think we'll still be talking about 2 million out of school children. Now, don't forget, I have tried to spread across some of these children across the private schools. And from the rest 13,000 private schools that are not registered, we'll look into them and see how we can, give them standards and quickly bring them into the net. You understand? By registering them. So there's something we are first achieving. Take them off the streets.
That's the primary thing.
Accommodate them somewhere. Keep them for me. Whatever it is that you want to teach them, I've given everything that they need, and let's talk.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
I did just a bit of a follow up on the education thing. I'm a bit very biased about low income communities, slum communities in Lagos, and this your education plan. I wanted to ask you about it. The peculiarities. Do you have any way you want to address the peculiarities of these slum communities? And I don't know whether you've visited any, and you've actually seen. Yeah, you must have. You must have, definitely. And
I saw particularly at Makuku recently.
Everywhere.
Okay. So interesting schools. They are bilingual. They teach in French and they teach in English language, which you don't even find in some of our school fees are paid daily. There are some practices that they have, So what kind of this your intervention? Can you interpret it because it seems to be like the urban and peri.
If you check our blueprint, train, you understand. So all of this, I put down in each of this field, and we'll sit together. You are the professional. This is to how we are going to scheme of. It is the tailors in each local government that will produce for all the schools in that local government. So by so doing, we are boosting the earning powers of the locals, and that is how to run economy. So they already know. Not only that,
them as well.
All I need to do is inform the people.
So in conclusion, was that Kumach is.
Let me speak to it. You see, there is this conspiracy of silence in the state of Lagos. Like what you know now, you're not speaking to it, you've given up. It's not in existence. Meanwhile, every year we budget billions to this agency of government. The only time we try in this state to ramp up our water, what's it called, was when Fashola was in office. That was how he built, I think I know about 4 or 5 mini water works, aside from the Adediran. I think there was one in Pori, and he built like that, trying to make things work. But since he left office, it's a conduit. That sector, the environment, waste management, these are perishables they use for conduit. If you look at Sanwo-Olu 2023 budget, go and see it very well. When I saw the budget and I see the amount of money they put on perishables, I just laughed. And this is the same person that told us that he has invested 10 billion naira into Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Meanwhile, when he came into office, at that time, our unemployment rate, when you came, was 14.6%. Now it's 37.16%. After you have pumped 10 billion naira into it. So it shows that money further impoverishes. Right. You met poverty rate at 4.5%. Now it is 8.5%. These are MBS statistics. Now it is 8.5 between 2019 when somebody left it and now. So where has all this money gone to? The same man, you have increased our debt profile. Our local debt, only you've taken, 255 million, just took another 79 billion in this last quarter of the year. And there is nothing on the street of Lagos to show for it. And you are here saying, re-electing something rising. What is rising? We don't want any poverty to rise. It's time for them to pack their load and go. Right. They have overstayed their welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abdul-Azeez OLAJIDE. We appreciate. So far, it's been quite an interesting conversation. We need to open up the phone line, okay? We may be taking just a few, phone calls, but I mean, we just need to hear what the listener has to say. This is 98.3 Mainlandfm. We have the presence of the gubernatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Abdul-Azeez OLAJIDE Adediran, also popularly known as Jandor. And we've covered a lot of sectors. I still have a lot of questions because, I mean, wealthy agenda, with a treat experience. I like that. All right, it's a whole lot. I mean, we've not gotten to the tech aspect.
Even tourism.
Even the tourism aspect of it. And, the fact that the government...
Let's do VG.
The fact that they need to go.
But no, I mean, there's actually a platform we're working towards. We're putting up a debate before the election. So I mean, it's probably going to provide a larger platform for you to just come on and break it down.
They will not come.
You should come.
Deji's okay.
Is it
we have calls.
Okay,
we've been having calls since. Thank you very much. So let's take some calls now and hear what the listeners have to say. There's a whole lot, yes, we know, but let's hear what they have to say, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. So 09136000410, that's the number for you to call, and you can just ask your questions directly. Please go straight to the point. You have just 1 minute. And very importantly, keep it clean. Would appreciate that.
Hello?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to greet our guests in the house.
Your name?
This is best man calling from Ejibo.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Your greetings are acknowledged. Thank you.
President,
Sir?
you get my vote.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I'm with you. But what we want you to do, just enter. Don't
worry, they are gone already.
Try to minimize it well, and then if we try and go to many radio stations to announce it, people are ready to support you. People are ready to vote for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You get my vote.
Thank you very
much. All right, Mr. Desmond. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mainland.
Yes.
Let me from the beginning.
Okay, please go ahead.
The PDP was when the former government of Lagos created new local government in Lagos. So this is that cancelled that and seized the money belonging to Lagos. What does it say about that? The problem in Lagos has been largely caused by PDP, the yes, federal government. What does it happen? What does that have to say about that? What's the great thing that they are doing here in Lagos? Come on.
Thank you.
So they want to Beshe Baba Olara Mobile. So
no. The moment they everywhere, including some that will be leaving office, I'll be his governor. So at that time, we're done with politics. We go into policy. So I don't think so. What we were speaking to, it wasn't PDP. It was President Obasanjo that did, and it was illegal, and court of competent jurisdiction has said it was illegal, and the money was returned. So
the money was returned. You all remember that?
Oh yeah, that's late President Musa Yar'Adua.
Hello.
Turn down the volume of your radio set, please.
Okay, thank you.
No, you've not done
this. Thank God.
Okay.
This morning I don't call. It's me first. I'm coming from Arena.
Okay.
Arena Oshodi.
Okay.
Jandor, congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
The next coming governor of Lagos State. I wish you well.
Thank you.
I pray that God will help you to achieve all the things you have planned. You have spoken well.
Thank you very much.
I pray God will give you the wherewithal, the spirit, the will.
Thank you.
We are tired of all these wicked leaders. May God help you.
Thank you.
And to be able to choose people, right people, like you said, the professionals who will tell you what they can do, how they can assist you.
Thank you.
And may God continue to protect and guide you.
Thank you very much.
Our mainland focus, may God bless you all.
Amen.
I did not have opportunity of listening to the one of Labour Party by 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So I have been in the radio. So Sandra, Deji, thank you very much. I'm happy to be hearing your voice. So
it's okay.
God continue to keep that radio station for us. God bless you. I'm thankful.
Thank you, Mr. Festus.
Bye-bye. I'm still listening.
It's all right. Thank you very much. Also, appointing the right people to ensure that all of your plans actually come to fruition. I think that's another area that you may want to look into. But let's carry on. I think we still have some more phone calls coming in. Hello, good evening. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, Sandra and my brother men in the studio.
Good evening, Good evening, Prince Wise.
Thank you, sir.
And what I'm throwing this question is this. In Lagos State, we do have local government. Apart from SCDC or the other cities. But PDP always donate 5 local government in Lagos State. Now, all those that will always fall for PDP, they are not indigent. Are they not indigent now? Are you not going to start the vote between the Labour Party and PDP? That's why I'm throwing this question to you. Can you work together and one of you emerge as the governor and face APC? Good evening to you.
Yeah.
Right.
But I didn't want to go into politics. I just wanted
Exactly.
to
We
discuss
just wanted to go
Okay,
Prince Wise.
Prince-wise, common enemy is underdevelopment, in the state of Lagos. And yes, see how we get back to the people of Lagos.
Okay.
And I've said in 3, we will win them, we defeat them.
Okay, let me push this to you. With your mandate, I'm committed to make this happen. Join hands with me today and let's beat yourself if you become the governor of the state.
To speak about what is of interest, we even initiate the talk to say, guys, you know what?
Let's come together.
Let's come together. So if at the level of politics I can do that, then you can imagine within the party, and we're all campaigning, minding whether he or she supported me or not.
And it's been a very big ride for us at Rethinking Cities to encourage young people to go into politics and that we engage young people in terms of policy.
Hello.
Okay, that's a call. Let's take it.
Hello,
Let's
good
take the call.
evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is IK.
IK.
Mr. Yes.
Where are you calling
I'm
from?
Lagos. Calling from Lagos. Yeah. Mr. Jandor.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Very well, sir.
I must say I really enjoy, I've enjoyed your thoughts in terms of what your governance perspectives are.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I hope, you and Daddy, will really come together to, change the character of politics in this state. But what I have to say quickly is this Adediran thing, we usually want to look at it from a one-dimensional, point of view. But I'm of the opinion that even the high cost of living is an outcome of this menace. Transportation costs, cost of foodstuff, it goes right down to the marrow of economic, sustainability of the microeconomy. So it is something you must address frontally as far as your deep concern for the welfare of the ordinary citizen in Lagos is concerned. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you must address it from the perspective of minimizing the cost of living in Lagos State, because this particular menace contributes significantly to the inflationary pressure citizens are suffering right now. Thank you so much.
Sir,
thank you so much for
sir,
supporting.
don't sweat it. As governor of Lagos State, I don't need to approach the State House Assembly to put a stop to it. Just one executive order is done.
Excellent. Do you know what I like? Do you know what I like particularly about you?
Yes, sir.
Even your arrogance. That's what I mean. I'm saying arrogance, not negative. I love your.
Maybe confidence is the word.
Confidence is the word.
Yes, confidence. Yes, I like. Okay, let me even say I like the attitude you are going to bring to governor, because really it must take a strong personality to confront the principalities that want to keep us down. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right, 091. I think we can take one more phone call as we wrap things up tonight on the manifesto review of the People's Democratic Party gubernatorial candidate, Mr. Abdul-Azeez OLAJIDE Adediran.
I was
Hello.
watching whether you're going to call it right.
No, I didn't even look at anything. I just got
watching your
it.
lips.
I got it right. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much.
The quality of this call is very, very poor. So you may send a message or look forward to the debate, I guess. We can't hear anything. All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening. So a lot of things are happening. Maybe we should wrap up.
Yeah. No, okay. No, I still have one more
Okay.
question. It's in the area of health insurance. In the bid for Lagos State government to help low-income groups to be able to access healthcare, to reduce the pattern of having to pay from their pocket, we've had the introduction of Ilera Eco. There are two of them. There's the one on telemedicine and there's the one on health insurance. In fact, the diaspora version was launched whereby you can from the US buy health insurance for your relatives here in the city of Lagos. What do you think of that approach? If you have any issues with it, what would you do differently?
Okay. I think the first thing to say is, yes, it's good to come up with a policy, but what are you going to buy with it? I told you I've been to 129 wards, and I can tell you over 70% of this place has no PHC.
That's primary health care.
Yeah. Let not to even talk about second. There is a particular one they say that when they want to give birth, they give birth inside boat in Lagos. So if you come up with all of this policy and there is no access to, so what's the point? I think first thing is to see how you can build infrastructure, health infrastructure, and making sure there are personnel at everywhere to attend to people. I don't know if you understand. If you have that first, you can then be talking about how to get there. But if you buy insurance and there is nowhere,
so I think one of the things they did is to also, like what you have in terms of the plan for the education, is to include private hospitals.
Now the question is this. Sorry, my brother, I'm so sorry. You know how many riverine communities we have in this state? So many. No facility whatsoever in those areas. Tell me which private hospitals you have in that area that will take care of this.
Yes.
I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we have a plan that in all of this community, we will deliberately go there and build and equip and ensure that we have personnel that are residents in that community. We will give them where to stay. Look, I went to a village in the Ekpe local government. It's under Ward C1, Ekpe local government. They call it Oriba community. You have Oriba village. It's about 19-kilometer drive from Elenogbe to Oriba. Elenogbe is on the Lekki Aja Expressway, that junction. Terrible roads. Getting there, we were swimming inside dark waters, bush and all of that. Nobody wants to be there. In Lagos. This year, Lagos.
Wow.
This 51 billion naira monthly Lagos. And we enter that place. When we got to the community, the first thing the head of the village said was that when they told me you were coming, yes, I said, you are not coming. Nobody today. Nobody comes here. The only health center that was built here was built in 1982. Nothing is inside. Nothing.
That's 40 years ago.
Nothing is inside. Nothing. Nothing. In that community, they have a school. Which teacher want to go there? These are the problems that we face in Lagos. Now, visiting that place, I don't need anybody to tell me that place exists. I'm sure the sitting governor doesn't even know. Anyway, that one doesn't even know Lagos. We deliberately go into that place and other places that we have visited and build, these things for the resident of that place.
All right.
Yeah. So we're out of time
Exactly.
now. So sorry. So the station has been kind enough to us. I mean, we were only supposed to do this for 1 hour, but the station has been kind. I'm sure you enjoyed your interview.
We can be here till tomorrow.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Erich Boss.
It's a job interview for me. So.
Exactly. No, but I think the perspective, your approach is already clear. I would like to say a big thank you to Erich Boss for making this happen. This has been brought to you by Rethinking Cities with the support of Center for Housing and Sustainable Development of University of Lagos, GLDF, Global Development and Leadership Foundation, Political Change in African Cities. Thank you so much for the partnership. HBS, thank you. It's been 4 episodes discussing the manifestos of these candidates. Like we were trying to say, Mainland FM hopefully is coming up with a governorship debate. Rethinking Cities would definitely love to be part of it. And Mr. Jandor, thank you. I told you, met you the last time I saw you was like 12 years ago at LTV8.
Yes, sir. And
now seeing you live here now is interesting. So that's the closest I've had of him before now. Thank you to the wonderful team at Mainland FM for making this happen. Mr. Fuad, thank you so much, and to the management for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
All right, just before we go, thank you very much, DJ Akepelu. We appreciate, and thank you very much, Dr. OLAJIDE, for also coming in here. We appreciate, and also your team for being here. Thank you, Okoyemi Akinyode, for being here. Dr. Kayode, we see you too. We see you.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week Monday.
All right, and that's it for today. Hopefully, we should be able to have you on ballot 23. More time for you to take off, because I see that you have a lot that you have to give to Lagos. I mean, a wealthy treat. That's very, very.
Why are you so particular about treats, Sandra? Like treats?
Because it's treats.
It's a treat.
It's true that every Lagosian wants.
He's not looking forward to a treat.
Exactly.
He's not looking forward to a treat.
I'm looking forward to it.
Especially the tech aspect of the treats.
And the tourism as well.
So we'll dig deeper. Thank you very much. And that's it. This is 98.3 Mainland FM. You can always watch, the program over again on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook pages at 98.3. Mainland FM 98.3. All right, very easy. Stay with us. The Booth with Telemore comes up next.
Thank you very much.